Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to One Step Closer, the video series about mental health that I'm doing on my YouTube channel. I hope you guys are liking this series so far. I'm really enjoying making it, and I think it's definitely something that we all need to talk about. So, with today's topic, we're going to talk about depression. That's a really weird intro. Alright, so basically to start this off, I'm going to talk about what is depression, and I'm going to give you pretty much a scientific definition and then my definition. So, the American Psychiatric Association defines depression as: depression is a common and serious medical illness that negatively affects how you feel, the way you think, and how you act. Depression causes feelings of sadness and or a loss of interest in activities once enjoyed. It can lead to a variety of emotional and physical problems and can decrease a person's ability to function at work or at home. So that's the clinical definition of depression. And basically, depression is not just just feeling sad. It is an intense feeling of sadness that lasts a very long time. And in my instance, my worst cases of depression have lasted months, and actually longer than that. It's been crazy. And so when someone says that they are depressed, you have to really take into consideration what depression is and how it affects people. So symptoms of depression is, one of them is feeling sad. And like I said before, it's not just feeling just sad because something happened that day. It's more of a intense feeling of sadness and hopelessness. That's actually a really good word, is when you feel like there is no hope in life or in activities or no joy in activities and stuff that you do. That leads into another symptom, which is loss of enjoyment in activities and loss of interest in things that you're normally used to doing. So if you play a sport and you all of a sudden, if you're going through a really rough time and you just don't want to go out and play baseball or go out and play soccer, that could be a sign where you should really look into that. Change of appetite is huge. A lot of people can either eat too much or don't eat it at all. My first kind of months of dealing with depression, I lost close to 30 pounds and I was already really skinny, and it was kind of scary because people around me started noticing, and they literally said to me dude, you don't look healthy. And it's true. You can lose a lot of pounds, but I've also gained a lot of weight in stages of depression because of certain medications, but also because eating can help release dopamine sometimes. And weight gain and weight loss are two very important things that you should really take notice of. So this was a huge one for me, is sleeping too much or too little. I actually kind of do both. I either sleep a lot or I don't sleep enough. And that's either because my kind of reason for sleeping a lot is that I kind of use sleep as an escape to escape from reality almost. And then also sometimes I can't fall asleep because when you're about to go to sleep and you're just thinking about stuff in your head and you're just imagining things, and it's a free time for your brain to kind of go crazy and think about random stuff. That's kind of a scary point for me because I don't want to be thinking about certain things. So I will kind of not sleep in order to not go through that stage of, oh, I wonder what my brain can come up with next. Another one is loss of energy. That's a very common one, but it's also a very serious one, is that you can feel drained. And I think drained is actually one of the best words, because it's not just feeling tired, it's literally feeling like you have no energy left and you are running on empty over and over and over again. Another one that you can definitely relate to I think everyone can relate to this, but if you're a student or you work or something, is difficulty concentrating. Whether you're at work or you're at school, difficulty concentrating at school in classes or on a test, or at work on a job. That's something that's actually very affected me personally. I'm using myself as an example because I can't speak for other people. But for me, I got terrible grades. I barely passed high school just because my grades were shit. And it was because I just couldn't concentrate on something in front of me. And I was playing tennis at the time. I lost a lot of my abilities to function as a normal human being. And even to this day, when I'm feeling super depressed, I don't want to make a video. I don't want to take photos. I just want to lay in my bed, listen to music, and sleep the whole day. So it's just it's hard to concentrate on a thing and put your energy into that, and they all these kind of like lead into each other. And then obviously another one is thoughts that you were better off dead, or thoughts of suicide. That is a very important one that I'm actually going to make a whole nother video about. But just real quick, like I said before, I'm not a professional, but I do know that you are important, and you're important to yourself and also to other people. So please get help if you're feeling like that, whether that's talking to a trusted friend or counselor or therapist or a suicide hotline. That's very important, and don't let those feelings go, or don't let those thoughts go untouched, because you need to address them because they're very serious. Again, guys, I just want to reiterate that I am not a professional. I am not a therapist, a counselor. I am not a psychologist or a psychiatrist or whatever. I'm just me. I'm just a student, but I have struggled with mental illness for quite a long time, and depression is also one of them that I have struggled with. And so I just want to make this video because I want this to be a place where people can talk and make if you're feeling alone at home, and if you're just feeling like no one understands you, I hope that this video can help you. But again, I'm not a professional. You do not have to listen to me or anything. It's all about a conversation, starting a conversation. That's why I'm making these videos. So I'm gonna talk about my history with depression, just because I can't really talk, like I said before, I can't really talk about other people because I don't know what other people have been through. But basically it started with me in high school. It started with my friend group. I've always been an anxious kid, and I'll talk about anxiety in another video, but that anxiety led to depression, and it led to me feeling very alone, even while I was with other people. And it just led to me constantly worrying, and then feeling depressed that I wasn't doing the right thing, and that a lot of things that were happening that were bad were all my faults, and a lot of unwanted thoughts like that, and that really caused my mood and my mental state to go downhill. And it dawned on me that, you know, depression was a real thing that I just thought people kind of like, I didn't really understand it before then. And when I first started going through it, I was like kind of scared because I didn't want to admit that I had depression, because I didn't want to be like, I don't want to be that crazy kid, you know. But you're not crazy if you have depression. You're not weird, you're not an idiot, you're nothing like that. It's just something that you really need to take into consideration. You have to take care of yourself because it is a real thing, and I know that it's real. And so like it was just hard for me to concentrate in school, on classwork, on homework, on even hanging out with friends. Like I just couldn't feel happy. I just didn't feel like I was doing anything or amounting to anything. And so it's a hard feeling to feel, but it's also something that is very, very real. I can't stress that enough. Now that you know that kind of my history with depression, I want to talk to you about my history, about how I ended up getting help. It started basically with, I talked to my sister and my close friends, just a couple of them, saying that I was feeling a certain way. They definitely helped just to talk to someone, but they also said that I needed to see someone like a professional, and I was scared at the time. And so I kind of laid that off, and I kind of just said to myself, oh, it'll pass. But as things kept going and things got worse for me, I ended up telling my parents, and my mom's actually a psychologist, so she actually, I very much trust her judgment, but she definitely told me to get help. And I'm sure if you tell your parents or someone you trust, I hope they tell you to get help if they think that you have depression, if you think that you have depression, because getting help was honestly the best thing that I could have done. So I ended up going to therapy. I was very reluctant at first because I didn't want to take medication or try any of the, you know, mindfulness exercises or stuff like that, or I almost didn't want to get better because I didn't think I was sick. I was very reluctant at first, but then it kind of turned into something that I realized that I need to do this because this is very important. One thing I definitely learned is how important it is to talk to someone, because it helps so flippin' much when you can actually convey like your thoughts into words and like spill it out. It's almost like lifting something off your shoulders. So like I said, if you can't talk to your parents, or you can't talk to your siblings, or can't find someone you can talk to, and definitely talk to them about this, because it is very important, and it's something that, you know, should not be left unsaid, because you are important and you deserve to get help. Alright guys, so that's it for this video. Remember, if you guys are feeling like you are depressed or something's wrong, please talk to someone that you trust. And if you are feeling suicidal, please definitely call the suicide hotline number. It's right here, and I'll also leave it in the description below. But just remember, guys, you are important. Take this one step at a time, and I'll see you guys later.